So one of the things that I wanted to do with this channel is show some of my routines. I do this hair brushing routine just about every day. Why do I do it this way? I'm not totally sure. I looked up some parts of it some places and I just kind of figured it out over time. So what you see me doing here is I'm untangling my hair first with a wide tooth comb. This comb in particular is one that I got from an Etsy shop, I think. It's the one that I use every day. It doesn't really matter which one that you use, I guess. So the reason why I detangle with a wide tooth comb first is because my hair is very, very long, as you can see, and I, in the past, have not taken very good care of it. So it's only as long and I think, nice as it is through very little help from me. um, I definitely haven't taken very good care of it over the years. It's got a lot of breakage, and that's why my hair is not very thick. It's very fine. There's not a whole lot of volume, and that's because a lot of the hair is all different lengths. So it doesn't all go all the way down to the bottom. So what I'm trying to do to fix that problem is I'm trying to break my hair less and brushing it with the wide tooth comb gently, as you can see me doing here, helps keep it from snapping and causing the hair to be different lengths. And you can see here that I'm holding the hair in my hand, in my closed fist, and that keeps it from pulling at my scalp while I'm detangling it, which is a lot more comfortable. Yeah, and I'm holding it there against my chest. Yeah, I detangle from, I try to start from the bottom and then work my way up. But usually what I end up doing, because my hair is so long, is I detangle the very tips and then I come up to the top, to my scalp, and I kind of like brush the tangles down into a place where I can then grab the hair and hold it in my hand, like you can see there, to keep it from pulling. And then I kind of just keep going until it's all detangled. And it actually takes a couple of rounds because, you detangle it and then you end up kind of like letting it go and you shake your head a little bit and then you comb again and all of a sudden it's got a lot more tangles. So it takes a little bit longer than you might think. So then the second step in my routine is I use this paddle brush, and I just give my hair 100 brushes with the brush. So I do that with 50 on each side. You can see I have my hair over one shoulder here, and I just do 50 from the scalp down to the ends. And honestly, I don't even count it as a stroke if it doesn't go all the way from the scalp to the ends, but that's kind of just a me thing. That brush actually is pretty cool. It's made out of bamboo. I got it because I read somewhere that when you go camping and stuff, or if you spend a lot of time outdoors, then you can have like personal care items that are made out of biodegradable material. So this brush is made out of bamboo, and the rubber in the paddle is it's like a natural rubber. So if I ever lost this brush in the woods, I wouldn't worry about it. It would decompose no problem, which is something that I think is really cool. I did also read that if you want to retain the health of your long hair, like I have, that a paddle brush is a good idea, because it has a little bit of give when you're brushing. It's not gonna, be as like, you're not gonna like rip through your hair the same way that you would with a solid brush. Although like the vent brushes I used to like too when I was younger. I don't know, might be the 90s, I guess, but yeah, I kind of like the idea of getting air down into your roots to dry your hair faster. Um, but yeah, so that was my 50 on one side, and then this is 50 on the other. That was me hitting my elbow on the table. And yeah, I guess I don't have to do 50 on each side. I could just do 100 on one side, but I have kind of a thing with symmetry. And the thing that I do with the paddle brush is I make sure that I start from the scalp, because I also read somewhere that, giving yourself a scalp massage, like a 30-second scalp massage every day, is good for the health of your hair, because it promotes circulation to your scalp, and that will help nourish your hair from the roots. And so with the paddle brush, if I am brushing from the scalp, then that's kind of an excuse to give myself a little bit of a scalp massage there. But then I follow up with a different brush, as you'll see in a little bit. But what I do here is I do the 50 on one side, the 50 on the other, and then I have to do my bangs, which I don't do with the paddle brush only because it feels awkward to me. I'm sure that I could, I just don't. So I switched to another brush, which is a boar's hair brush. It might be a little redundant because that's the next thing that I do in my routine, but I don't know, it's kind of just what I do. I think I got this small boar's hair brush. Oh, and that's a Brigid's cross on the front of it that was like burned on there by the Etsy shop that I got it from. Brigid's cross is like an Irish thing. It's not it's not like a weird hate symbol or something. I certainly hope not, anyways. Um, but yeah, so I just kind of give my bangs 50 tiny little brushes, and at this stage, like it's kind of just about getting all the hairs to go in the same direction. Um, one of the cool things about boar's hair is that it's really good at distributing oil, and that's my other boar's hair brush. I actually kind of like inherited that from an old roommate. I got to clean it soon. As you can see, it's a little nasty. Um, but yeah, I do this the same way as I do the paddle brush. I just put my hair over one shoulder and I give it 40 brushes, or sorry, 50 brushes, and then I do it over the other shoulder, give it another 50, and then I do my bangs again at the end. The thing about boar's hair is that it distributes oil really well throughout the entire length of the hair, which is what I'm trying to do here. My hair is really oily. That's kind of embarrassing for me because I'm not great at staying on top of it. But as you can see, my hair is really long as well. So it's like the scalp is where the oil kind of like is, and then the ends will be really dry. And that's part of why there was so much breakage. So part of what I'm trying to do to take better care of my hair is redistribute the oil a little better. The oil will moisturize the strands of hair, kind of like when you put lotion on. It'll help it retain moisture. It'll keep it from being so brittle. It'll keep it from breaking quite so much. And as you can see what I was doing there, I don't actually always go necessarily from the scalp to the ends. Like with this, like with the paddle brush, I would count one stroke from the scalp to the ends. For this, it's like a shorter stroke. And I would consider that to be like one. I wouldn't have to go all the way from the roots to the scalp for it to be one stroke. But the idea is to kind of just like push the oil down the length of my hair. And so you can see here, I'm doing it like all over. I'm doing it on the underside of my hair, at the tips of my hair, and like pushing it from the scalp down. And then after that, I transitioned to doing the same thing to my bangs. And so with the paddle brush, it was more about getting the hairs to go in the same direction. And with the boar's hair brush, it was more about like actually getting the oil to go where I want it to go. So at this point, I would be styling. This is what I do every day. I typically, when I am at home or if I don't have to go to work or something, I will put my hair in two braids. The reason why I do this is, first of all, because I think it's cute. I think that it looks pretty good on me. But also my hair is just so long and so, I don't want to say delicate, but like, it's fragile. I'm working on it, but it's not, in the best shape. So I love having my hair down. I think it looks really pretty, but I think that keeping it in a braid is more safe and healthy for it. I think it takes better care of it to put it like up and in something to keep it, safe and protected. So I usually just use that comb. Like, I guess you can use anything, but that's just what I use, the black comb. And I give myself, I split it right down the middle. And I guess I don't have to, but I kind of like that, like hard, that like hard part there. I don't think that it looks good on everybody, I guess, but I think it looks good on me. And then I just, split my hair into two, put them over my shoulders. And usually I will also kind of like give it another quick little brush again with the paddle brush just to keep it detangled, because like the separating it will kind of tangle it a little bit again. And then I will just go ahead and give myself like a pretty simple 3-strand braid. Sometimes I do other stuff. Like sometimes I've done like, those, like, what do you call it? The ply braids where you like twist your hair and you like wrap it around itself like a rope. But mostly, more or less every day I do this like 3-strand braid, and I braid it all the way down, um, to the ends. And I try, I guess, not to go like to the very, very ends, but like I just keep braiding it until it's, um, like untenable to do. And for me, because I just do it so much, I tend to get the balance right and it goes like pretty far down to the bottom. But when I put the hair tie on, which as you can see is the same color as my hair, that's just kind of like a thing that I picked up from performing. I just have a lot of brown hair ties because my hair is brown, and that's how I used to um, style my hair when I was in like performance costumes and stuff. Um, but the hair tie is like, you put it on and it will like grip and twist and stuff. So sometimes my ends will kind of cock to the side, which I don't think is very cute, but I haven't figured out a good solution to that yet. This is also how I trim my hair. I like to, put my hair in braids, and then, um, like twice a week, I will, take some snips, and I will just cut off some split ends from the bottoms of the braids and up the sides of them. And, not everybody has to do that, but like I said, my hair is like all different lengths. So if I only cut the bottoms, like, the very tips of my hair, then I'm missing all of those split ends that are like all the way up the length of my hair. But I also don't want to just cut all of my hair off or have any accidents or whatever. So I have found that just kind of snipping them out of like off the side of the braid is the safest and easiest way for me to trim my split end. See what I mean here? It's my hair like tangled a little bit. That's where the paddle brush would come in. But I usually brush my hair like in the bathroom, but I came out onto my porch because the light was better. So I thought it would be easier for you guys to see. Um, but yeah, I think it's cute. I don't always wear my hair in braids like this, if I'm working, or if I have something important that I have to do. Sometimes I'll put it in kind of like like a ballet bun or something. Sometimes I do keep my hair down if it's, an intentional look that I want to have. Like as you can see, I kind of sometimes do a little bit of a hippie vibe, which I like. But yeah, having my hair down it helps with that, but it doesn't stay very cute for very long when I do that, which is unfortunate because I like my hair when it's down. I think it's really pretty. Um, but yeah, so just about every day I will style my hair like this, mostly to keep it out of the way while I'm doing chores or while I'm doing, because I do a lot of stuff, as you see. Um, but yeah, I think that this is more or less how I spend every morning. And then after I would braid my hair, and then if it's the right day for me to trim my split ends and stuff, then I would do that at this point. Yeah, I try to make sure that the hair ties are about level with each other. It doesn't super matter, but like I said, I like a little bit of symmetry. So it kind of like bothers me if catch a look at myself in the mirror and the hair ties are like at two different like heights. It makes me feel like my glasses are crooked or something. I don't know. I'm weird like that. Um, but yeah, so at this point I would do my trim my split ends, and then I would wash my face after this, and sometimes I do other stuff like put in eye drops and pluck my chin hair and all that, regular morning take care of yourself type stuff. But yeah, that's me.